There are also challenges that are common to all economic sectors, broadband and child care in particular. The stories are all around us. A father of 4 in Owl's Head who has to bring his daughters to a restaurant to connect to Wi-Fi to get their homework done. A Blue Hill doctor struggling to view his patients' charts during remote telehealth sessions. A high school student in Hope, Maine, who missed 16 days of school because of dropped connections. And yes, even a governor of Maine who couldn't connect to a public health media briefing in the state's capital. It seems like everyone has a story about slow or no internet in Maine. Sometimes it can seem like, well, that's just the way things are and that's the way it'll always be. But I don't believe that, and neither do you. Roads and bridges continue to demand our attention and are a major focus of bonding, especially during times of historically low interest rates. But high-speed internet is as fundamental as electricity, heat, and water. It's the primary way of connecting with others in the 21st century. It's the modern equivalent of rural electrification in the 1930s, or the interstate highway system in the 1950s. We need to have high-speed internet throughout our state, and with willpower and perseverance, we will get there. With the build-out of the NECEC transmission line, we will have the advantage of new fiber infrastructure from Jackman to Pownell and from Windsor to Wiscasset, and $10 million in grants for middle mile and last mile connections for all those host communities. Last year, my administration asked for $15 million in bond monies to expand broadband, the first new investment in internet expansion in more than a decade, and you approved. This year, I'll be asking for an additional $30 million for infrastructure and for internet that is affordable for Maine families, students, seniors, businesses, and workers across the state. I'm asking this on behalf of every child who could not learn remotely this year because they could not Zoom into a classroom. I'm asking for every entrepreneur who could not open the door of their new business because they couldn't get online. I'm asking for the father or mother who wanted the child to Zoom with the grandparents but couldn't do it. I'm asking for every person who's considering moving to Maine but wondering if they'll be able to work remotely. One software engineer named Ryan told a newspaper recently that he and his wife moved from Boston to Maine in July because, in part, they found a place where they can work remotely. We know if we build it, they will come. Reliable high-speed internet is one thing families desperately need.